This is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 EX diesel. This car, 63 plate, is covered just now, it's just turned 30,000 miles. Finished in black leather interior, in an absolutely lovely condition. It's a bright sunny day. Unfortunately that's not very good for videos, I do apologise, but I'll do the very best I can. But the front of the car is very clean and tidy. Birds have done their best to drop things on the bonnet, because although it looks like water splashes, there's hardly a stone chip with any notes. In fact, I hardly found anything on there at all. Looks very clean indeed. Coming down the near side of the vehicle, very clean in the panel work. It's a lovely clean example, this car. Coming to the front alloy on the near side here, absolutely as clean as a whistle. Full set of Michelin tyres on this car, which is obviously a very good sign of ownership. As you probably know from the advert, it's just one lady who's owned this car from new. She's had the car serviced all the way through by the Honda main dealers. And to be fair, she's kept it absolutely lovely. Rear alloy, again, completely unmarked there. And to come to the back of the car, show the panel work there, it's exceptionally clean. Around the back of the vehicle, obviously parking sensors front and rear on these later 1.6 versions to complement the camera. So really, there's absolutely no excuses to give it a biff, and this one hasn't, which is good. And then off the side of the vehicle, see, just mirror smooth in the panels. Rear alloy, absolutely lovely. I always say, obviously, and it is the case, that whilst it is a very clean car, there will be the odd little mark that the camera doesn't pick up, so please do bear that in mind. Obviously, we positively encourage people to come and have a look to check the cars over. And then to the final alloy, that's the only one, so it's got a tiny little bit of pickling on one of the spokes down there, but it's minuscule. But overall, we're looking at a car that, with such a low mileage, you'd expect it to be good, and it certainly is. Coming into the boot area, absolutely huge boots in these cars, 60/40 fold on the rear seats there, and all been kept very nicely back here. Underneath here you normally have a little cubby hole, but this lady has invested in a spare wheel, because they normally get inflation kits, and I've also got a luggage net there as well. So for those that don't like the inflation kits, this one's had some money spent in it to give you a spare wheel. Coming into the back of the car now, shows the rear of the car with the seats in their vertical position. This forms part of this ingenious magic seats. So obviously if you've got anything valuable, sort of mountain bikes, equipment or otherwise, you can slot them in there. It's just a brilliant design, so well engineered of course. Just pull the lever up there, drop it down, and it all goes into place. Hopefully you can hear me, the wind's suddenly just picked up. The offside, the back, the leather seats are in absolutely beautiful condition, as you can see there. Huge amounts of rear legroom. Coming to the front of the car now, passenger door card. I apologise, I'm parked in the shade to try and get rid of the sun glare, but managed to do it where the just peek through the trees. But it's in beautiful condition in here. All the footwell area is really good. And passenger seat in excellent condition. Really lovely interior on these cars. Driver's door card again, really nice. All of the recesses are kept very clean and tidy. Front driver's seat, absolutely beautiful condition. So sat inside the car now, away from the wind at long last. The dashboard looks pretty much as new. It's in absolutely fantastic condition. You can see there, sat nav working absolutely perfectly. Pop the car into reverse. You've got a lovely clear gridded parking camera as well, all working exactly as it should. Dual zone climate control, pumps out absolutely ice cold air. Heated seats all working perfectly. All the little recesses, everything about it inside the car has just been kept in absolutely fabulous condition. It's been kept very well. Just try and pan up there for you, hopefully you can see. 30,082 miles, No warning lights on this vehicle at all. And then my favourite part of the dashboard, this simply brilliant two-tier design. So when you set your driving position, you should have it so the steering wheel rim goes in between the speedo and the top of the rev counter there, and then you've got that wonderful view of the dashboard itself. Obviously auto lights, auto wipers, hands-free telephone, cruise and information display, and then you've obviously got your econo mode as well if you really want to use that on the car, but all in absolutely super condition in here. Just to quickly show you, quite often overlooked in fact, owner's manual pack for the car and navigation system is here and present, as is very importantly the lock and wheel nut key. So finally, just to come under this wonderfully presented engine bay from Honda, brilliant engines, cam chain driven of course, no big cam belt services, and a reputation for reliability absolutely unmatched. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. And then this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 diesel, and it's the EX version. This particular car is registered EX63KLA, and the mileage is now 30,074 miles. It's literally just been delivered to us from the dealership. The reason we do these road tests is so customers actually get to see the cars we're selling it in operation. That way, if there's any issues on the vehicle, we can and we will relay them back to you. It's the whole point of doing these videos. You know, we know how frustrating it is to go and see a car which looks absolutely fine in the photographs, only to find out when you get there it's got a fundamental problem which you clearly should have been told about. So hence, that's why we do it. Also done on the same very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. So coming to the vehicle itself, obviously it's been very well looked after, just had the one owner from new. Engine starts absolutely instantly of course, it settles to a completely smooth and even idle, pulls absolutely beautifully. They're great engines, they really are. I mean, not only are they incredibly economical, and they really are economical, but they also have a sort of verve and vigour to them, which goes well beyond what you'd think was capable of the engine capacity of the car. But it's just a lovely unit to use. Generally, mostly very quiet on the move. Only when you really extend the engine fully, we get much in the way of engine noise. No warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. Given it's been on the road now for well over 2 hours, temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car of this type. Engine then feeds to clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car, smooth, positive, perfect actuation, bite point exactly where it should be, which comes as no surprise given the mileage of the car. So all fine there. Gearbox in the vehicle, which is another fantastic gearbox from Honda. Very well judged gear change, lovely synchro mesh, very smooth in actuation, and it's lost none of its precision from new. It feels as new in hand in all of the gears I've tried, which is what you'd expect on them anyway, regardless of mileage almost. They're very tough gearboxes. So in terms of the main powertrain in the vehicle, all is exactly as you'd hope and expect on such a low mileage car. Steering on the car, again, very precise, very well done on these Civics. Got a nice weight to it, but it's very nice and accurate. Flows with the chassis, works really well together. There's no tracks, the track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back to the steering wheel at all, certainly up to the legal limit, the speed at which I'm allowed to test drive these cars. But it just feels as new. I mean, the whole car does. It's got that really as new feel to it. It's lovely. But all absolutely fine. Chassis of the vehicle, likewise, brilliantly done. Lovely, agile, quick to change direction. say, it's got a real dynamic quality to these Civics. They're not just a car to plod from A to B. They've got, there's a bit of a fun factor with them as well. You can enjoy this car, which isn't something you can say about all its competitors. But the chassis just so nicely done. The only criticism they used to level at the previous generation, which had the same spirit to it, was the fact that, you know, sharp ridges could catch the suspension out and be a little bit jolting. Well, they've completely resolved that with this one. It's so comfortable. They really, really are. And the point of these videos is to pick up any issues, and what I'm looking for at this point would be just kind of any sort of clonks or bangs coming from underneath the vehicle. Normally kind of things like anti-roll bar links, that kind of stuff on modern cars, but there's nothing at all. It's, you know, apart from hearing it hit the bumps, I'm not hearing anything other than that, quite rightly so. So all in very, very fine order there as well. Gonna give the brakes a bit of a shove in a second just to check those. It's worth pointing out that tomorrow the car will be going for an independent MOT. We don't do our own MOTs. Don't think it's right. So obviously all this will be checked out anyway, but the brake pedal, lovely solid brake pedal. There's no pulsing on the brake pedal, no vibrations, and when you hit the brake, the car slows down dead straight and true. So all in very, very good order there as well. Also noticeable, you know, again, they are lovely quiet cars on the move, very little in the way of road engine or wind noise. You know, it's a very well suppressed. That could be ruined very easily, of course, if there was a damaged windscreen seal or door seal. But there's nothing. It's, you know, it is as it should be. Very, very quiet indeed. Checking the cruise control function, and that works exactly as it should as well. Looking around inside the car, it's not literally, it's going to go from here in a second when I finished in this video to have its valet, but it's in lovely condition already. It just needs, you know, just the lightest of cleans to bring it up to our standard. But they're just a wonderful interior. They really are. I know I always hark on about them. I can't help myself, in all honesty. You know, for lots of reasons. First of all, of course, they are fantastically well made cars. No buzzers, no squeaks, no rattles, very high quality sort of trim materials they use on these Civics now. But it's the architecture of the dash which I absolutely love, because in all honesty, you get in most cars in this class, apart from the odd one, the vast majority, and certainly the big players, tend to be the same thing. You've got a binnacle here, centre console there, and it's just, they're all the same, just with slight variations. It's, you know, it's a pretty dull affair. At least Honda have had the decency to try something different and try something that actually works. The centre, I suppose, is more conventional. It's got a really lovely, easy to use sat-nav system. Air conditioning's pumping out absolutely ice cold air, and it's quite a hot day today actually. But then in front of me, this wonderful dashboard. All the information's high up, so on the top left you've got your menus for radios and bits and bobs and everything up there, but then you've got the speedo dominating up high, so I can, as I always say in these videos, I can easily sort of look at the car in front to be for safety, but also to keep an eye on my license, keep an eye on my speed at the corner of my eye without having to take my eye off the road even for a second. It's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant design, and all working absolutely perfectly. The whole dashboard, all the displays, all the readouts working exactly as they should. Likewise, obviously, multifunction steering wheel here with hands-free functions, information and radio on the left, and cruise control on the right-hand side here. Being an EX, auto lights, auto wipers as well. As I said at the outset of this video, the point of these videos is very simple. It is to show you actually the car in operation, and you know, the very car you've seen advertised. But it's also to be critical of the car, so if there's something that's not right in it, we will bring it to your attention. But in all honesty, on this car, there's absolutely nothing that detracts from the car in any way, and I'm not giving it any leeway for that. It drives as close to new as I could possibly imagine the car ever driving. It drives absolutely superbly. Having said that, there's quite often the case where I accidentally miss something out on the videos. If I have, then don't hesitate, please do give us a call and we'll happily answer any questions you might have about this car.